I am very excited today. Uh, I think I found someone uh, who blends, gels very well with Montessori and our belief with the child, about the child. So it's my pleasure to bring befriending the guru today. Just for people who do not know, very shortly, my name is Sujata R. Kumar. I am a Montessori teacher trainer. And by heart, I realized that Montessori ought to be with parents, not the materials, not the classroom, not this thing, but the principles, the philosophies, the understanding of the child development. So that is where Sparsh Montessori was born. Pandemic was a time when the need was felt by parents to understand the children better, and that's when Sparsh Montessori was born in the form it is today. We are an organization that's online basically. We conduct workshop for parents, and after a long time, we have come back with a workshop. So, without much ado, let me start off the program. Uh, it was my pleasure to meet Suklin and go through the program where she was conducting the meditations and many things like that. And let me say that she was the one who got me moving. I I am a person who doesn't move freely. The body doesn't. But now I am proud to say that I don't mind moving with the camera on. So that is just my personal learning. But the true thing came when the marriage of the movement, uh, what Suklin works with as a work in itself around movement, dancing, and many other movements, and the movements that Dr. Montessori spoke about. It was very exciting to get with her, both of us thinking alike, yet different from different angles, if I may say so. And today, befriending is the guru is in front of you. I don't want to miss anything, so I'm going to read out Suklin's thing. It's a beautiful, and I think each word is true. Apart from being a certified dance movement therapy facilitator, Suklin is a devotee of the spiritual journey. She has been working on her inner journey for years and only started providing space to others in the year 2021. Experience does count. Her strength is in her commitment towards the inner journey, which has opened doors to her new, ever expanding self. Her methods are creative, simple, and full of love. She is very inspired by the concept of bhakti and believes that the best way to live life is to know that you are serving the divine through all your actions. She creates powerful movement meditation. I am a proof of that. I've been through it and simply loved it. Uh, she uses movement as a tool for self inquiry, self expression, self expansion, meditation, creative inspiration, bonding, spiritual practice. She says that dance is her sadhana and bhakti is her shakti. And little about boho movement. The boho movement is a space where one takes a journey into themselves through movement and other creative practices facilitated by Suklin to eventually attune to their divine essence. It's a space where you move from self inquiry to self expansion into bliss, dancing as you enter the divine gates of oneness. She also collaborates with like hearted souls to create powerful workshops and also bhakti events that can teleport you to the divine zone. So, yes, these are not empty words. Let me say, I can promise you that it will happen with you. I would request wholehearted participation from all of you. So, over to you, Suklin.
Thank you for that wonderful description and opening to this session. Hello, everyone. As you know, my name is Sukleen, and I welcome you wholeheartedly to this special program, because this is a program, it came out because of Sujata and my interaction. And I believe it has come up for everyone who is here. Maybe there was a need, in the air that we all had, and it just happened that, I sort of collected everything and I'm just presenting it to you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I have a small presentation to help us understand more about what we're going to do. Okay, it's visible.
Yes, I can see.
Thank you. So our intention through this workshop is to guide parents into meeting their inner child in them. Through this workshop, we aim to provide a space where the parent still retains their individuality as well as their role as conscious parents. Now, without becoming aware as adults, there is no way that you can become a conscious parent. And there's nothing in particular that you need to teach a conscious person about parenting, because they're not functioning from the past, they're functioning from the here and now, and they know what to do, when to do. So we'll get a little bit into what is this inner child. Our theme is inner child. It has come up as we were working on, something for parents. This particular term, this particular self of us has come out, and I would like to present what this inner child is. So who is this inner child? The inner child is that part of your mind, your psychology, or your personality that doesn't know how to process various emotions. Because as a child, you experience certain things and you didn't have the understanding, you didn't have the capacity to understand what happened. So you made conclusions, you created survival techniques. And the thing is that you went through this part of your life alone as a child. You didn't have space to express that because you did not know what to really say. So with your own understanding, you developed all these patterns, and through these patterns, what happens is you start functioning unconsciously in your adult life as well. You won't know why are you behaving a certain way, and it all comes from the experiences you had as a child. Now, what are the signs of a disconnected inner child? I'll just go a little bit into that. So how do you identify that? You may notice these very qualities, that kind of disturb you, or is something that, you're not really comfortable with, but they're a part of you, like fear, fear of just the smallest things, or anything, fear of just going somewhere, meeting someone, or fear of losing everything, or being, the fear of abandonment, rejection. All of that comes from a disconnected inner child. Yeah, perfectionism. Now, perfectionism, what happens is you want to be so perfect that you won't even try. So it shows up as, these behavioral patterns. Anxiety. You just get anxious because it could stem from experiences of the past where, you just were in a situation where you were not prepared to be in, and it got you anxious. You were not ready to, experience what was happening. Avoiding certain people, certain experiences, in the similar way. Feeling demotivated, not feeling excited enough about life. That because life is so beautiful, it is full of wonder, but because you're not connected to this inner child, you feel demotivated, you feel that you can't do anything, like self-doubt. From demotivation comes self-doubt, difficulty in saying no. We're so used to being obedient is, being good, so we tend to not say no. Saying no is selfish, saying no is bad, it gets into that. Trust issues. You cannot trust people easily. You take time to open up, you struggle with connecting with people. So all these are signs of a disconnected inner child. Now, why is working with this part of you important? Okay, I'd love to tell you that this inner child, in its true nature, when it's totally free of all previous conclusions and hurt, is what makes us grow, love, learn, experience, and celebrate life. Important to get in touch with your inner child if you really want to live life fully. Just being in touch and in conversation with this inner child can shift your life drastically. And I'll just name a few things, in a few points that helps us see what we will receive once we connect with this inner child, the gifts. So it reconnects you with your hidden gifts. There's so many things as children, we are so talented, right? It's just that we don't have someone to actually, receive us like that. Everyone is talented. We have so many things. We're capable of learning anything. That is the talent of a child, right? You can freely learn. Like, you must be noticing your child, how your child, suppose, I always say, there's this example. If you give a child a stick, a wooden stick, just like that, and the child will start playing and doing this and that, and you don't know what that stick will become. But now I just come and give it to an adult. He'll take the stick and he'll be like, stick it. Like how we just ruin all the creativity. So it invokes and enhances creativity, because the inner child is like, it's creating its own patterns. Basically, it's not following patterns. If it's free and it's going, if you just let it be. So you can also think about your child, how your child behaves, when I'm talking about all this, and I'm actually talking to the inner child in you right now. For me, we all here right now are children. Okay, this befriending the guru is first. You have to befriend the guru in us, and then we get to our children. Okay, they are already there, so we have to reach there, and that's why this work. So it helps you create healthy relationships. Now, once a lot of wounds, a lot of things have been understood, you'll be able to create your relationships based on, the truth, based on what is actually happening, not what you think or you expect or you fear. All these things will leave you, and you'll be able to really be present and understand and relish the new relationships, the old relationships. For me, my relationship with my parents have also has changed. I'm not a mother, I am a child, and I have parents. So I'm still a part of this whole, experience that I'm talking about. So the more I worked on myself, I was able to accept my parents. I was able to see that, these children have also suffered, and that's why they are the way they are. And all my duty is to give them love, no matter what, and not fight with them, change them or anything. Let them be and give them love. So that was my understanding of, when I worked with myself. Now it supports conscious parenting. Like, if you become, if you connect with your inner child and you know how to take care of yourself, you'll know how to take care of a child outside. So it's in and out both. Provides deep sense of safety. So as children, we often felt unsafe, and again, then, and that is the root cause of many things in our lives, many unwanted things, many things that we don't want to experience. So provides that kind of safety where then you feel like you're able to go out in the world and explore, and really participate in the world and not run away from the world. It opens your heart. It opens your heart to love. The inner child is full of, it's open. It's open, and open really means the heart is open. It's receiving and giving. Once you just connect with that part of you, you feel that you'll be able to receive love from people also. You won't feel like, that person loves me because of this or because of that. You'll know love is love, and there is love, and love is happening. It just simplifies things like that. Now strengthens your intuition. Child is intuitive. Child knows, it's kind of, I mean, it's not the child is born like that, but still the child knows what to do, right? Even though they have nothing, they know, their mouth goes towards the breast. They do whatever, how much ever they know in that time, they are following that, and that is enough. And if we just start doing that, that is enough. It just starts working with your intuition, where you start flowing with life. Intuition is what? Just really flowing with life. It's not something that you predict or something. No, it's what is there. You become attuned and you start flowing with it. So the child is so, the energy is so pure and so light, right? It's able to flow. It nourishes your inner curiosity. Now inner curiosity is so important, right? That is what makes you feel alive. That was last point I added yesterday while I was going through the PPT. I was like, the inner child just makes you feel alive. That curiosity that makes you go and participate, interact, learn, understand. It's very important. Okay, so yes, working with the inner child is very important. Now, is it only about a childhood or other age groups too? Okay, so this is one question I thought will help us clear. Like, it is from the time we are born till the time we don't really know how to process things. Maybe till the time we are like, 12, 13. Even it could differ for other people how your life has been, depending on that. So basically, the whole time when we don't know how to process what has happened with us, kind of is the inner child. And it starts from our birth. Even people say it starts from the womb also. Okay, and it just carries forward. So it's pretty intense like that. Now, how does my self-work and this inner child impact the child and me? The relationship between parents. The more you connect with your inner child, you will notice that you are in perfect place to provide what you lacked for to your child. Okay, you're not gonna carry forward what you experienced, you will cut it there. So this, there's this big term of, outside in the world, generational trauma, right? We all carry. So maybe how is it, passed on? I faced it, I make you face it, they make, the other face it. It keeps going on, right? Like you might feel like, if you're aware and connected with that child, then you will stop it then and there. You'll be like, no, I felt this and I'm not going to do this. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to move forward. And as through this self work, you'll break your patterns and in turn saving your child from experiencing the wound, okay, the emotional wound, okay. And your presence can elevate and fully support your child, and as you connect with the inner child. And your child is a great reflection of your own healing. The proof that you are, in the right path, you are going in that path, your child is going to reflect that. And I don't mean to say that parents are going to stop being parents, where you're not going to, you're going to let the child fully free and do whatever. No, you have to make them learn how to live in this world, in this functional reality, because there are things, if you go and touch fire, your hand is going to burn. You're not going to be stupid, you're going to be conscious, so your empathy, right? Your empathy, your love, and your openness will help your child being, you know your child to be a child, and then your child will help you strengthen your bond with your inner child. So that is what this whole befriending the guru is about. Now, there's one beautiful quote I found yesterday: hold the hand of the child that lives in your soul. For this child is not for this child, nothing is impossible. So you understand the capacity of this connection. It's gonna really, really change your life. There's as adults, we tend to think, that we tend to block ourselves from many experiences, not doing this, not doing that. But in that, we are depriving ourselves of experiencing life fully. And right, as this quote says, just hold the hand of that child that lives in your soul. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. This is the last slide where I want to talk about why I use movement practices as a method to connect with our inner child. So movement is our first language. And I'm not talking anything alien here. For those of you who might think, oh, I can't dance and all that, let me tell you that you love to move. You love to move. It's beyond language. It's pure communication and pure connection. Okay, it highly depends on how the parents react through their body and expressions that helps children understand what is happening in the world. So when the child is little, okay, this is our very first language, right? When we are just before we start talking, so we are really depending on cues from our parents. How, what expression are they giving us? If I'm crying, is my mom carrying me, holding me, giving me love, or she's like, getting angry at me, stop it, stop it. I've seen parents who do that, who are like really going crazy, like stop it, and getting pissed at the child, but they're not able to attune to the need of the child. So that is the disconnect, that can go, and you can see that is also an emotional wound. You feel like you're not enough, you're not needed. A child develops these kind of notions. So for me, it was like, if my parents gave me one look, I'm sure many of us will agree to this, one look, and you're like gone, quiet, you're not going to do anything, like, you need to like calm down, and you need to just bring yourself back and not do what you were doing because they're pissed. So there's one beautiful imagery that was coming to my mind when I wanted to talk about movement here. So suppose, we are in a circle, or we are somewhere, okay, we are children, we are in some place, and we did something really good, okay, and we know it, and we look back and we see our mother or our father, whoever's there, and you look at them and they smile back at you. What an assuring feeling that is. That is so beautiful, right? That is how we are communicating with each other. Now, even with a stranger on the road, we see someone on the road, okay, so this is from my experience. I think I know everyone. I have this tip when I'm outside. So by mistake, I thought someone was my friend, and I've done it many times, and I just waved. So now this, I waved. Now that person has people have given me looks like, who's that? And I'm like, oh my God, just go. Or sometimes people have just been like, hi. And that is so funny. Like, I don't know you, you don't know me. And then there's a laughter that's been exchanged. So there's such a sweet energy without words, and you just go. So movement is such an integral part, and it's our language. The moment you start using this, you'll be like, oh my God, like I mean, even I cannot tell you what will open up for you. It can open up so much because you're so unique. We all are so unique, right? So yeah, I've already said that it's natural to us. Yeah, I wanted to say that this whole connecting with movement does not only lift your energy up, raise your vibrations, as I may say in today's language, to, as an individual, but even as a community. So in community earlier, like folk dances, tribal dances, we were dancing for every reason. There's no rain, there is rain, there is food, there is no food, there's sadness, there's happiness, there's death, there's birth. We're dancing and singing for everything. And there was a reason why it was done. Collectively, when you move together, that's another kind of, experience of energy you can have. And another very important part of movement with children, which you all will be like, yeah, of course, it's play. Okay, now you don't need to talk to a child also if you play with a child. So I've had an experience where this my nephew had his tongue tied and he couldn't talk for a long time, and he's my guru. Okay, and all this is inspired by him because I connected with him so deeply without talking, just by playing, that a connection is so strong that there is this whole sense of friendship and safety. So I know that how important play is, and it's not just me saying it, it's what is said, in this whole psychology world and everything, but I'm just saying it in a very casual way as my own experience, that it is what it is. Play. You don't need to reassure the child that they are safe. You don't need to do anything. You really need to play with your child. It's like that. Okay, so what I have here to offer is more than dancing. Okay, it's about reconnecting with this language. The movement is part of our expression, and to reconnect with this child in us and the child outside of us. It's a win-win situation. I'm offering you a win-win situation where not just you are going to benefit, but the world, your world, is going to benefit. So movement has evolved with psychology, and it is used in various fields. Our bodies, they store our experiences, our suppressed emotions, our hidden memories. And when we tap into it through movement, specially designed, to remind us of our forgotten language, we can directly tap into our inner child that is actually waiting to dance with us. Okay. On that note, I'm going to stop sharing this. My presentation is done. I would love to see your faces. Can we have everyone on camera?